guys, welcome or welcome back guys to a new video. And in this video we're going to be doing a much needed reset. Not just any reset, an own body reset. I feel like I need to spend some time in my flat. I've been living out of a suitcase. I've been away for the past month and I'm just so happy to be back. So we're back in our regular scheduling. No more like travel vlogs for a while. We're back to reading vlogs. Just thought, just to get my mindset back to that, let's just spend some time just reconnecting. I feel like a much needed home body reset vlog is needed. So that's what we're going to be doing today. I feel like this is just a season to do that as well. So first up, I just woke up now. Today is Sunday. A few things I feel like I need to do. Not too much, just a few things just to get myself in that sense. But I feel like for the past month, because I've been away, my social battery is really like burnt out because I've done a lot of socializing. So I just need to like just get back into myself a little bit. So a few things that we're going to do today. We're going to go for like a nice autumn walk in the park, which I'm really excited for, just to feel that. I feel like that would kind of wake me up and I need to unpack my last suitcase for my trip. I need to sort out my bookshelf, and also I think in this video I'm going to give you guys my September wrap up as well. I don't think I'm going to do a sit down video this month because in September I only read 2 books, guys. 2 books, which is like not something I've ever done. Like literally for me, that's what I mean. Like in September I felt like I socialized a lot. I didn't have enough time to read, so I only read 2 books last month. So I don't see the point of having like a sit down video for just to discuss 2 books. So I'll talk about that for you guys in this video as well. And then we're just gonna spend some time reading together, like my new book I started this morning. We can do some cooking, just spend some time at home and do things like that. So we'll see. These are the things I want to do, but we'll see how things goes. Like again, let's see what my mood takes me in. I am very optimistic. I'm very energetic this morning, and I'm hoping that continues and I can get everything on my list done. Let's go on that. Hi guys, so I'm back. I've been sat for a little bit reading while I've kind of made a massive dent in it now. I'm almost done. I'm hoping like I'll finish it today. I don't know. Anyway, but one of the things I was going to do today is sort out my reading shelf. There's actually nothing wrong with this organization, but I have not organized my bookshelf in such a long time. And when I did this, it was at the start of summer, so I think back in May. So now that we're in autumn, I think I should just rearrange it around. And I think what I want to do, if you guys can see my shelf, and quite a lot of these books I've read now, so I think my physical TBR is not as bad as it was before. So I need to just like rearrange it. So I had a couple of ideas in mind. Okay, so I'm thinking for this bottom shelf here, I'm going to have all my TBR. I'm going to try and prioritize the like autumn vibe kind of books. Then any book I've read, it will just be at the top. At the moment there's some kind of color coordination, and bring all these books down, wipe the shelves, and then we can get started. So yeah, let's do this. This is the current layout. As I said, I haven't touched this since like the summer, but it's all over the place. I've just got them like color coded. I've got like all my light colors, so that at the bottom most of the light color books are like summer books, so that's kind of why it's like this. And then the top part are like darker colors, and then at the top there I've just got like all my series. Plants, get my plants down. Look at that. Compared to like last time I did this, I have to get all this back up there. So let's do that. Okay guys, so my entire physical TBR is on the shelf now, which is all like behind me. Like, and I was just like, surely I thought it'd be less than this. There's so many books I still need to read. Like, if we count them all, I hope I haven't missed anything. Yeah, those are all the books I still need to read. And we have 50 books, so not too bad. And I know I'm going to make a massive dent in this. An email from Amazon, so I had a Kindle limited offer, like 3 months for free. So I was like, of course I'm going to take that. So my physical TBR is not too bad, right guys? So I'm going to like just put the rest of the books up on the shelf off camera, and then I'll come back. It looks the same but different. So I've just got it sorted out. There is no logic. The only logic with this shelf arrangement is that everything on this bottom row here are my physical TBR, and everything in the two top are the things of the books I've read. Apart from that, there is no color coordination. I think I need to, looking at this now, I think I need to straighten some of the books a little bit. This is what it looks like now. So I just feel like having this little change has made me feel a little bit better. So like I just know, like now I can actually see all the books that I need to read, because sometimes I can get overwhelmed when everything's like mixed together. But now I know that, okay, if I need to like read a new book, for example, and do like a reading challenge or whatever, I know where to find the books I haven't read before, because before we're just all over the place. But it's quite nice to have a little bit of a tiny bit of a logic to this. But yeah. So it's now a couple of hours after now, and you can see my new shelf is up, and I've just been sat on the sofa watching Criminal Minds. I'm like binging it right at the moment. That's kind of my new show obsession. I used to watch it like a couple of years ago, but then I stopped watching it because it was just too scary. Not so scary, this is what like the story. If you guys have seen Criminal Minds, it's like it can fuck you up in the end. It's just a show about catching serial killers, and if you binge with that kind of a show, it fucks you up. I feel like you can't binge it, but so far I've been binging it and it hasn't been that bad. But back in the day when I watched, I had to stop it because it was just too much. Anyway, I think I mentioned to you guys earlier that I didn't, like, I'm going to do like my September reading wrap up, because I only read 5 books this month, and I just thought it wasn't worth having like a sit down video for 5 books, because I'll just like talk about them really quickly. Because in the 5 books, I think 3 of them were actually rereads, and only 2 of them were like brand new books. So I just thought I'll just talk about them with you guys today. A little segment in this video. I'll be really quick, so I'm really going to talk about in depth about 2 books, to be honest. Even though I only read 5 books last month, I'm still 14 books ahead of schedule, guys, on my reading challenge. So you know, it's still a win. Okay, the first book I read this month, you guys already have seen that book because I read it while I was in France, and it's The Maid. So I read this book like at the start of November, but I didn't finish it. As I said, I finished it a couple of days after my trip. I really enjoyed this book. I rated it a 4-star. I wanted to read this book, or I got this book because it reminded me a lot of The Housemaid, in the sense that it's about a maid, but she's not a domestic maid. She's a maid that works in an hotel. I really enjoyed this book. I did read this book really slowly again. And the reason why I read this slowly, I think it did start off really slow. I think the first like 10 chapters was quite slow, but I just kept giving it a go because I have this weird little connection. I just felt like really sorry for the main character. Her name was Molly the maid. I just felt really like sorry for her. So from what I gather from this book, I think she is on the spectrum, because she's like she doesn't understand like social cues. She has like severe OCD and hyperfixation on doing her job, doing it perfectly. She takes everything that's said to her literally. Like, she doesn't understand, or like when people are being sarcastic and things like that. So she, as a maid, she was really proud of being a maid. Like, she took her job so serious. She was so proud of it. And you know, she was kind of getting bullied at work a little bit, and then a relationship with her grandma as well, and then she had an issue with her ex-boyfriend that basically like stole from her. So I felt like really sorry for her. Like, so I think that what I felt for her made me want to read this book more, and probably why I give this book such a high rating, to be fair. So this book follows, as I said, this book follows Molly. She's a maid in an hotel, and she, as I said, she takes her job really seriously. She clocks in and she like does a really good job. She lives with her grandma. in the start of the book, we found out her grandma just died, so she's living in the apartment that she and her grandma was living with, but she has like money issues, so she was really like took her job really seriously, and she was really counting on her tips. And then we get to meet the secondary character, like all the staff in the hotel. So one of the rooms that she cleaned, and one of our favorite guests, I guess, her best friend, she found her husband like dead in the hotel room. And then they kind of started doing the investigation of like what happened to the guest, who killed him, blah blah blah, all that kind of stuff. So it is like a murder mystery kind of vibe. So it's very different from The House, because The House is more of a thriller, but this is like a murder mystery kind of vibe. So I really enjoyed this book, and I think it's because of Molly, really, because I felt bad for her, and I kind of just like there was some time I got me really emotional. I don't know, because I was my period or something, I don't know. I was just getting really emotional with this book. I don't know, like even now thinking about it a month later, I'm still having like that emotion I felt from this book is still like really present. The second book I read is Embracing the Change by Christian Ashley. This is the 6th book in the River series. This was actually an anticipated release for me this month, because the River series by Christian Ashley is one of my favorite series from her. So this book follows Jamie and Nora. The entire series is very interconnected, in the sense that even though like this book is about Jamie and Nora, the main character, the secondary characters from the other book and the entire family is really present in this book. I rated this book a 4-star, but I really should have rated like a 3.75 star, because this book should have been a novella. Like, don't get me wrong, I did really enjoy this book so much. Like, one of the reasons I love this series is because I love all the characters, and I love how the family interacts, and how they kind of like I just feel like I'm watching like my favorite TV show, watching my favorite family. That's when I'm reading this book. I think that's kind of why I love this book so much. But as I said, Jamie and Nora's book should have been a novella, but maybe Christian didn't want to have a novella in this series. Because those are only 2 new books I read, and then the other 3 books I read were rereads. And the reason why I did a reread is when I was in the US, I was really like, that trip was not really like a holiday, like sitting on the beach, sitting by the pool kind of holiday. I was just went to see my friend, really, and I spent a lot of time seeing like friends and going out and partying and just doing loads of things in the day and just having like a nice chilled holiday. So I didn't really like want to start a brand new. I won't have enough time to kind of just like get into it. I'll have to like start and stop. If I like a book, I just want to binge it. So I thought it would be just easier to just do a reread, because if I have to put it down, I won't feel some kind of way, because I've already read them before. So this month I basically read 2 books this month. And well, 5 books technically, but 2 books if you're thinking about like books I haven't spoken before, which is why I didn't want to have a sit down video to talk about 2 books really. So yeah, that's my September wrap up, but I'm really excited for October. Let me turn the light on. Okay. Hi guys, so it's now evening, and I was going to like meal prep my lunch. I had like for the week lunch, because I'm going to be in the office like for the rest of the week, like Monday to Thursday. So I just want to like prep some meals to take with me. Well, not some meals, just prep, like at least prep lunch for Monday and Tuesday. I don't want to cook like one meal for dinner and then another meal for prepping. So I'm just gonna like make one meal. So I've decided to make some chicken and andouille risotto. I'm gonna have some of that for dinner, and I'm also gonna have some for what's it called, like some like leftover for lunch, at least tomorrow. So what I do is make enough for tonight and then enough to. It's been such a nice day. Like I feel so much better. Like go for a walk and like just clean out my space. Just having like a nice, chilled, relaxing day. Not having like big too much planned has really made me feel good. Like I feel well rested and ready to start the week. So I feel like I'm quite reset. So we're just taking off the meal prep section of this. So I've just added my, I'm not going to show you guys what I'm cooking because you guys, my cooking style is just like, I don't use recipes. I'm just like, I don't know, I've always cooked like since I was a teenager, so I like, I know how to cook, so like I know what I'm making. So at the moment I've just got some ingredient in the pot and some chicken, like boneless chicken thighs, like chopped up. I'm just going to let that cook down for like brown, cook down for a little bit before I like add the rice. Like I'm a one pot kind of girl. Anyway, so I have been reading Wild Eye by Elise Silver, which is the second book in the Red Hell series. You guys know that I only read like 2 books this past month, so I'm like in this weird like reading slum slash not in a reading slum. So I just thought like I'll pick up that book, even though like Wild Love, which is the first book, wasn't like, it was a nice read, so I just thought I'll read this one. So anyway, I've made it dead now, but I'm reading this. I'm taking my time. I'm not binging it, but I said all that to say I'm thoroughly enjoying it. Like, I'm really enjoying it, and it's quite easy to read. I think I am loving this like trope. So the thing that the entire 4 books in this, I think 3 or 4 books in this series are going to be like about single dads. So that's kind of the trope for this entire like series. This book follows West, who we saw in the first book is Rose's brother. He's a single dad of 2, and Skylar, which I predicted, is a famous a pop star. Like I think she's like a child pop star. She's giving like Britney vibes, but without the mental illness. I think is that wrong? That's what it's giving, because she's like, it sounds like her parents are like they're like a managers, and they're like literally stealing from her and basically like bullying her because she's like the breadwinner of the family, and it's kind of like literally like they control everything, so she needed a bit of a break. So now she's run off. Also, I bought some seasoning from the US, from Trader Joe's. This everyday seasoning thing is so good. My friend used it a lot when I was with her, and I really love the taste of it. So I bought quite a few of that myself to use. I'm just gonna like squeeze some of this everyday seasoning in this. So I'm really enjoying this Skylar and West book, but I feel like once I get to the meat of it, I think I'm like in chapter 6 of it. So I've still got a long way to go. But I think I'm gonna make a massive dent in this like tonight before bed. I'm just gonna like binge a bit of it.